Hey guys, sorry I missed you. Let's go through everything so you don't miss a thing. A few heads ups. Number one, in class today, remember, we did our tone and voice summative assessment, which is very, very, very similar to that formative assessment. So if you took that, you should be good. In addition, before you finish up, we want to make sure that you guys go ahead and turn in your community project graphic organizer. Don't know what that is? We'll talk about it. Last but not least, due before next class, don't forget it, is journal entry number 3. So a little heads up there. So, where have we been? Where are we going? We'll answer those briefly. Well, last class, remember we went ahead and did a read aloud of Broomdog, which was the last Jason Reynolds story. We did some breakout room discussions about that, and then we worked on journal entry number 3. This class, we're going to go ahead and take our voice and tone summative. We're going to introduce your community project, and we're going to get you started on your graphic organizer and a chance to make up any work you're behind on. So, let's do this thing. First thing, let's go ahead and take a look at that formative tone and voice that you took. It's in Schoology. So, go to our class, go ahead and click on Assessments and Study Guides. Go ahead and then go into our Assessments folder. And you're going to want to go ahead and take a look at the one that was from last week, the tone and voice assessment. If we open up this guy, one of the things that you'll see here, which is going to be really helpful for you, is you're going to get a chance here to go ahead and see view. So click view. I'll show you why. When you click view, you're going to see all of the questions, and you're also going to see how you scored on them and any feedback about maybe why you could have missed it. So I might have given you some feedback here to explain what was going on, or want you to go ahead and talk a little bit more. Go ahead and take a look at the feedback here. Now, I will go ahead though and say this. Looking at the feedback on your formative is vital to making sure that you do well on your summative. It's kind of that learning loop. So it was formative, so it didn't count. So you can kind of practice, see where you were, kind of see for yourself. I'm going to give you some last minute pointers here, so when it comes time for your summative, you know exactly what to do. So take a look at that feedback. When you're ready, go back into Schoology, go back to that same folder for assessments and study guides, go into your assessments folder, and it's time for you to go ahead and open up the summative. Go and open that up, and you're off and running. So you go ahead and get this guy, go ahead and click start or resume, and off you go. I'm going to pause right now so you can go ahead and do this. You pause too. Good luck. I'll see you soon. Excellent. Now, let's go ahead and change gears. We're going to start talking about community, and we've been talking about community for a while now. We went ahead and talked about community with our poem Gate A4 by Niobe Shihab Nye. We've talked about community with the 5 different short stories we've read from Jason Reynolds, and we've been thinking about community with the book you've been reading. What's all this building to? Our community project. Let me explain it to you. So we are going to be beginning our community project, a final project to be shared with peers. As I said, we've talked about community with look both ways in Gate A4, and we've looked at community in friendships and neighbors and places like neighborhoods, airports, and school, and even circumstances. So we want to be able to answer these 2 questions in your project. What role does community have in your life, and what does community mean to you? You're going to use both of these to answer. You're going to include something from your life, like an anecdote, or like a scout motto, or a family quote, or a photo, something significant from your life that you think pertains to community, and something from a book you're reading, and or one of our shared short stories or poetry. And you're going to go ahead and use these and put these together to create a message of what community means to you, or the role that community plays in your life. So how do you begin? I'm glad you asked. Let me actually walk you through exactly that. The first thing you need to do is figure out which community matters to you. Is it your school? Is it your neighborhood? Is it your town? Is it your family? Is it your small group of friends? Is it your softball team? Is it your drama club? Is it horseback riding? What community matters to you? Focus on that. And then secondarily, start thinking about what project would you like to produce? Are you an artist? Do you have a way with words? Maybe you're the next filmmaker? You choose. You could go and show us your understanding of community through a picture, or writing a song, or writing an essay, or making a recording or a video, or a poster through a website, or something else that you think will go ahead and creatively represent what community means to you. And as soon as you have a project in mind, start planning. There's a couple different ways to kind of get this off the ground. Let me show you what they look like. The first of which is a graphic organizer. Now, this is one that Miss Keller put together that takes a look at all the different things that go into community. An example from literature, example from your life, thinking about how do I contribute, or how does my community help me, and how is it impactful in general, and then maybe starting to think about reflecting, how would my life be different without my community? That's one way to get the ball rolling. Another way to get the ball rolling is actually through brainstorming. So in this document, Miss Keller just started going ahead and listing all the different things she was thinking about, all different parts of literature she could work in, everything she wanted to kind of do, and putting it all in one place, and she was going to organize it later. This was just a brain dump. Now, if you're going to create something like a video, you might want a storyboard. This is what I mean. With storyboarding, you just simply and very crudely sketch out the different scenes and what you want to go ahead and portray in whatever story you're going to be telling, whether it's going to be through audio or video, or even if you're going to be writing it out, storyboarding can be effective. So what could this look like in the end? Can I see an example? Normally, I really don't like to do that because I like you guys to come up with your own thing. However, I'm an example kind of learner. I need something to look at. So in that case, I'll go ahead and kind of walk you through this. One of the things I want to make sure you know is Miss Keller went ahead and she put together a project. And I'm going to go ahead and link that project down here in the description of this video. So it's going to be right underneath the video. Quick little trigger warning. It is about Adam Caudill, because both Adam Caudill's life and his passing moved Miss Keller immensely. She's very close with him. So if that might be a little bit too much for you, maybe don't click. If it sounds like you could go ahead and take a look at it, click through and you'll see a live example. And there you go. There's your community project. So how do you begin working on this? Well, so glad you asked. Let's go ahead and take a look at your graphic organizer. This will be in Schoology, in your community folder, in your project folder, and then clicking on your community graphic organizer. And when you open it up, it should look like this. 4 quick questions, 4 yellow boxes to fill out to start thinking about what yours could look like. If you want to see an example of what a completed graphic organizer looks like, click on that link. If you take a look at Miss Keller, she started by thinking what kind of form would her project take? And she was initially starting to think of a video, but ended up kind of turning into like a poster, but as a website. When she was thinking about different characters, different relationships, different communities she might use, she didn't think about all of these. She just thought about some relationships that stood out, and some characters that stood out, and some communities that stood out within any of our short stories. When she thought about what element from her life she was going to use, she was thinking about friendship. She was thinking about a recent life experience. She was thinking about photos. And of course, when she was trying to think about how she would tie these two together, she started to kind of get an idea of what her project might end up looking like. And there you have it. There's your community project right after your tone and voice assessment. And that's our class. If you have any questions or if you're not sure about something, feel free to shoot me an email. Otherwise, good luck. You got this.